What is up, everybody? Welcome. Oh, hey, should we try that again? Here. There we go. Oh, that didn't last very long. God damn it. Wow.
What a start, man. Off to the races.
We're banging here. We're banging. It's trying. I'm trying some new things here. So, Joe, take over for a few minutes while I try and get this rolling.
Well, shit, I got YouTube live playing. This is just a disaster currently. But hey, welcome to Chasing Daylight. Episode, what is this, 249?
249.
I think so, right? Yeah, man. We're almost at 250. We're almost at the quarter. Put your quarters up. Thanks for everybody tuning in. We got a jam-packed episode of a ton of PGA Tour golf. A lot of Tiger Woods news. I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but TGL, new Hitting Greens hoodies soon. What else? We played some golf this past weekend. Matt's rocking the Dice Man hat. LA represent from Dan, and Jeremy might take the T100s out of his bag and never play them ever again. So there's a lot going on.
Okay.
So High winner going to be announced tonight. So thanks for everybody for tuning in for that. You might get to play with us.
Yeah, that's coming up here in just a few minutes. Couple business things to handle real quick. I want to give some love to these guys right here. The Golf Stop. Hey, if you have not gone into the Golf Stop, get your butt into the Golf Stop. It is an amazing place. Joe finally checked it out last week.
I did.
What was your thoughts there, Joseph?
Very, very, very well done place. Looks really good. Wide bays, tight screens, customization to your bay, sound, whatever channel you want to watch, get the audio in your bay. Very good experience. They got beers, they got water, they got chips, they got beef jerky. There's a McDonald's across the street if you need to fucking feel fat. It's a great spot, close to the house, and I think it might be the best sim place in Vegas. I mean, it probably is. It's fantastic. Very well done, very well built.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to visit it much more than I have currently, since I've only been once. But what a spot!
Yeah,
happy to have them here.
Joe did the combine thing and found out that it's a workout.
I was very stressed for no reason at all, but I was fucking stressed.
It makes shots important.
Yeah. It simulates on course feel.
Yeah, so if you get a chance, go check them out. They're a proud sponsor of the Chasing Daylight podcast, and we are a proud supporter of what they are doing, especially because it's in Henderson. So the other thing I want to say real quick, everything that we do here is because I have an amazing wife that lets me do this.
Someone got in trouble.
No. I stopped working 5 years ago to be a stay-at-home dad and watch our kids and make sure everything got to their dentist appointments and school and all that stuff. Very fortunate that she has a very good career, and she has allowed me to build a podcast studio in our casita, build a putting green in the backyard, build a build shop in the garage, and let me play golf and run a golf league. So I just want to say, Erica, I love you. Happy anniversary. It's our 19th wedding anniversary today. So, babe,
happy anniversary.
You're my world. And so, all right, back to golf. So we're going to, Joe said we're going to announce the raffle winner. Tiger Woods announced he is going to play in the Hero, which is big news. Azinger got the boot, or did he quit?
No,
not sure. Haven't read too much into that, but he is no longer the lead golf analyst for NBC Golf. Joe was out at Prim this weekend, says it's in great shape. Jeremy has a new driver in the bag. Joe has some new iron shafts in the bag. And UNLV, what the is going on with the Rebels? 9-2 on the season, about to clinch the Mountain West Championship. To get in the championship game, regular season title. I don't want to get too much ahead of myself, but I don't even know what to think about it at this point. I'm so thrilled. These boys are playing their asses off. It was an amazing football game they had at Air Force, and very proud of them. So everybody, if you get a chance Saturday, go to that game and check it out, because a little bit of history might be taking place. A little bit of history. But first off, we'll get into all that little stuff here in a minute. F1 was here this past week. Everybody that lives in Vegas has been going nuts about this for God. I mean, it's all the news is talked about. F1. The good, the bad, the locals that hate it, the locals that love it, the tourists that can't wait, the tourists that are never coming back. A lot of crazy shit going on. Started off pretty rough with the piece of track that came loose, the manhole cover, and caused some damage. Shut it down.
Turtles.
Yeah. And then how is it? Dinopolis Law Group that's filing the lawsuit?
Yeah. Oh, that fucking guy.
How ballsy do you have to be to take on F1? I mean, this isn't.
Yeah.
This isn't Chapman Automotive Group. This is F1.
I think they're
No
going to settle.
genie there.
They're going to settle, though, for sure.
Oh my goodness. I could just see them going, you know what? Your office building. I think that'll make a nice storage facility for some used tires. Yeah. We're going to buy that. And
he's going to have the backing of the public, I would assume, obviously. So
he'll make more money than everyone that he's getting money for. So
this is
probably.
Joe, you need to get your boy to hop on this and start his own.
Yeah, well, there's different types of law, so I don't know if that's one. I don't know if negligence, I don't think he covers negligence on F1 races. So
we're going to see one of those billboards that says injured at an F1 race.
Yeah.
That'll be coming.
It's going to be a commercial,
overpay by 500% and not allowed in the facility.
John Tarrick's going to have to announce it before he announces the weather. Like, hey, injured in an F1 race? Well, this week it's sunny all week. It's going to be all over, of course.
Oh, man, too funny. So, but after that, everything went off without a hitch. The race was fantastic.
Well, they did kick all the fans and staff out, which kind of whack. But they did give them a $200 merch credit.
Oh, yeah, that was Thursday.
Which is kind of cool.
And, I mean, the practice...
Well, that was after, because practice got canceled, and then they were going to go again. Yeah.
It got canceled, then they said they were going to do it again. It was 2 a.m. Their reasoning was they didn't want to deal with everybody there when they weren't supposed to be there. Because it was 2.5 hours later, so they were like, we're not prepared for the mass exodus of people at that time, because we have shit to do to make sure the roads open back up for everybody else. So, I mean, I get it.
I do get it.
It sucked, especially, I don't know how many people just have Thursday tickets.
Well, here's the thing. At the end of the day, they didn't really have to do anything, because they could do what they want. But everybody got $200 merch credit, which is great. I mean, it's a tip of the cap. Thank you. I mean, maybe it's not worth that, but they got something, and you might have not got anything. I did meet up with Cam Kelly, King Collective, the Kingdom representative. I hung out with him and his wife on Sunday, and he gave me some inside scoops of the lay of the land, because they were here for F1. They said that it was a disaster getting to the sphere. There were no signs. There was no communication. Obviously, I mean, we're going to get better, right?
Yeah.
Vegas can put on a party. Vegas can put on an event. So it's going to take some time. I think next year's going to be a lot better, but hopefully we can get Cam on next week. I know he just probably landed in Kentucky, but he told me some things, and I know he had a good time, but definitely could have been better. It was exciting. It was quick as fuck. I had money on Perez, and he fucking got jacked right at the end. So
no,
it is what it is. He did. Yeah. Trash.
But so Jeremy, I know you were geeked about it all week. How was this like your first dive into F1?
So I've watched other races before, but I've never watched like the practice rounds or even qualifying. This is the first time I watched qualifying. So I was like committed the whole week. And and the boys watched it with me, and they were just as pumped as I was. So we loved it. I mean, I keep telling everyone I talk to and ask them how they like it. It's like the locals that love it are the ones that don't have to go to work on the strip and they don't go anywhere near there. But the ones that are working from home or outside, they were excited for it. So that was me. I loved it. I can't wait till next year. I'm going to definitely try to go next year.
Yeah.
I think it'll be much better next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll totally understand, what was going on and how to make it better. They're thinking about making the structure going Flamingo over Koval permanent.
I did see that on Fox
I hope they
5
make
News,
it more round instead of angled.
not excite bite.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
But F1 is here. They built that paddock, and it's the home of their North America.
Yeah, there's going to be shops and stores in there that you can go in and buy gear, and
they're going to be here a while. So,
and it was pretty awesome watching them take Spring Mountain to Las Vegas Boulevard South at 130 miles an hour.
It was very cool to see the aerial shots of just that whole circuit just lit up. Like,
and the sphere
it's again, a lot of work.
The sphere again was a star. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a cool
It was cool, man. It was cool.
All right. So before we get into Netflix, I know there's probably some people listening in right now that are a part of this little thing right here. So we should have just spun it twice last week. and
I told you at the end, I said we should just get a backup. But hey, I was out at Prim and forget his name. Digits. What was his? Who won last week?
Dave McMahon.
Dave McMahon. So he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, Joe, I was the guy that won the
one
raffle.
That can't play."
And I was like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry, bro." And he was talking to me, and I was like, "Well, you're gonna have a good time in Hawaii. Like, we're gonna have to figure out like a sticker pack or like a Chasing Daylight shirt for you or something."
Oh yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. But he came up to me. I thought it was funny because I had just gotten there, and he's like, "Hey, I'm the one that won the raffle." Just like, oh, sorry, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for jumping in the raffle.
I sent him a message and then he's like, "Can you talk?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he called and I talked to him for a half hour because he was he felt so bad. It's like, "I ruined your raffle." I said, no. I said, "It's all good. It's all good." We got a couple more people hopped in it. So everybody knows how this is. Let me a little bit better. So on there's 54 entries in it, and minus his because I took his name out. So let's give the wheel a spin, and this will be winner number 1.
1.5.
Looky there,
Tommy
boy.
Tommy.
Oh, Lachele.
Tom Lachele.
Tommy.
Lachele. All right, we got to do 2 more just in case Tom's got to go buy cigarettes or something.
Nah, he's going to play at Paiute that day.
Tommy will play.
He's going to play,
name.
but just in case. Just in case
something happens. So this will be suitor number 2.
Oh no!
Sean Woody.
Wooder.
Oh, Sean.
So, Sean, I can pretty much guarantee that Tom will be accepting all offers that exceeded the amount of money he paid for this in case he doesn't want to play. So, let's remove that one. And
well, I don't think we got to spin again. Sean will be in if Latch is not, but you can spin again.
Yeah, let's just spin again, just in case.
Maybe a little mini prize pack. You never know.
You never know.
Jason
Burnett.
Hey, Bandon brother.
Okay, so there's
one of those 3 will definitely be playing.
There's our results right there. Tom, Sean, Jason. Finally, we can put the So High raffle debacle to rest.
Yeah. Debacle gate.
Shaft debacle gate.
Speaking of Sean, Shout out to Sean for getting the new driver. He is
Fucking
absolutely
finally, bro.
smashing that ball.
Finally, man. Been telling this dude for a year.
Yeah, he's crushing it.
He was blasting that thing around Wild Horse.
Yep.
Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, he hit his last driver very well, right? But it was obvious he was losing 40 yards.
I told him he hit a drive on 5, the par 5, the first par 5 on the front, and just smoked it. I go, Sean, I don't think I've ever seen you hit a drive that well, that low. He goes, yeah. Jeremy said the same thing. Jeremy said
he's going to be out driving me
so high. Yeah. I mean, he was consistently 280, 290 at Wild Horse. I mean, just it was fun to watch.
Sean's officially a big hitter.
Yeah. Yep. Big hitting Woody. Hey, speaking of Wild Horse, probably the best greens I've ever putted on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they got a new soup, so who's that guy? We need to meet that guy.
It wasn't, I was telling Jeremy before, it wasn't like visually different. It looked the same as Wild Horse always does. Mm-hmm. Kind of brown, kind of dingy, doesn't look great, but they rolled perfect. And it was all the greens. There was, even the first green was amazingly, pure. I was blown away. Couldn't believe it. The rest of the course, it's dormant, green dye on your golf ball type stuff. But check out Wild Horse. Greens are really good. They were firm and fast.
I want to get back out there. It's been a while. I did see Darden last week when I went to go do golf at the park up at Angel Park Podcast. So it was funny. I was riding with Jed in the cart. I had no idea the podcast studio was in the maintenance shack.
Second floor of the maintenance shack.
So I was talking to Jed. I was like, where's the podcast studio? I always figured it was right by this bathroom door. And he's like, nope, it's across the street above the maintenance shack. So we were driving over and Darden's sitting there in a cart. And I started swinging out of the cart and Jed had to stop because I was about to fall out. I was like, Darden, what's up, man? So Darden definitely did a great job at Wild Horse. Happy to see him out at Angel Park. Laid a foundation for the new soup over at Wild Horse. So need to meet that dude. I'm curious to see what he can do out there. And it sounds like he did a great job. So, yeah.
When is your episode out, by the way?
It's not. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to go out. I would assume, I think he drops them on Friday. So it'll either probably be this Friday or next Friday. But I felt like it went very well. I felt like it went good.
I'm looking forward to hearing that one.
Yeah.
Dan,
a lot of shit about you guys, but other than that,
wouldn't expect anything. But did you watch any of the races, Dan? Did you care, or did you?
No, I don't. Not into racing.
Not even in Vegas.
No,
couldn't care less, to be honest with you.
Love it. See, we're not gonna appeal to the masses. Not gonna appeal to the masses. All right, something I'm sure you probably did tune in to watch, the Netflix show. The Netflix Cup. You didn't watch that?
I didn't watch any golf this
week. Well, you didn't miss out on much.
I know that.
You did not.
That was a disaster.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. There
were moments of entertainment. And the course looked freaking incredible.
The course shine. It is funny. I was on X. Sorry, I almost said the T word. And just throwing live comments out there. Because, Vegas, we're on TV and it's golf, so why not? Because I sure as hell wasn't going down there. And a lot of people, I was talking about how well the course looked, and they did like $700 at better. It's like, yeah, it's true. But I tell you, Shadow Creek for the LPGA match play, it's awesome, but it didn't look that good. I don't know what Netflix got in their filters, but wow, that course looked amazing.
It looked really good.
And it's something we've never talked about. We've always mentioned Valley High or Desert Pines as far as lighted, but Wynn is another one that could be lighted because they had a lot of that lit up and it looked really good. And especially with the Sphere now. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty tight together too. I mean, they wouldn't have to put up a ton of lights. You know,
No,
so.
it's real tight, and they've got the money to bury all that wire and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm the only one out of us four that's played it, right?
well,
Dan, have you
I haven't
played?
played there.
I played
You
the
played
D.
as Desert Inn.
I played the DI,
Yeah,
before
long
it
live the
got the
DI.
Reno. So exactly.
Since then, it's undergone like 3 changes though, because it was the Win, and then they redid it, and now it's the Win. So it's
Very
Is the
redundant.
routing completely different? The
Oh,
DI?
yeah, even
from the
it's like a
DI,
totally
yeah,
different
yeah,
course.
Whole new
It's a
course.
completely
There's
different golf
nothing-
course. Nothing.
and when it became the
nothing remains.
Win, they changed it again because they had to put more space for the convention center, I think. So it turned into a 71 instead of 72.
Yeah, they changed a couple of the holes when they
Yeah.
added that convention space.
So I really would love to play it again, but you know, I played it at 250 and now it's 550, I think, plus caddy. So when I played it, the greens were super sanded. Obviously didn't get the best course, like not like Netflix Cup. Didn't look
Mhm.
like that, but it was super hot. But the shout out the free complimentary Gatorade cans. I drank at least a 12 pack of those, but I would love to play it again, but I really don't want to pay that amount. It's sick, but I'd rather just go to Pite or Coyote Springs and pay 80. But I
Yeah.
would love to play it again. Sick course.
We'll have to
Definitely.
find our way on there somehow. Maybe, blow up a YouTube channel, get 1 million subscribers, and
Yeah.
they'll
A
pay
little
us to come
live
out there,
CDP
right?
from Wynn Golf Club, maybe?
Right?
So,
Yeah,
Joe,
I don't want to see that.
would you? I know there's a big price difference, but would you be more likely to pay the price to play Win or Shadow?
Shadow. If I was going to spend $750 with caddy, I'd rather just spend the $1250 to play Shadow. Because I have not played Shadow. That's one thing, right?
Yeah. Good reason.
So, but I would love to play. I didn't play I played okay when we played Win. I mean, obviously this was during the pandemic. So, but I put a ball in the water on, what is that, 4 or 5, that par 3, that's pretty dope. And, but that was just because Mike was in my ear talking about me fucking going in the water, and I'll never forgive him for that. So, but there is a cool hitting greens video on YouTube about it. So if
Yeah.
you want to go watch that, go do that.
Yeah, this with Azinger not coming back, and Netflix and the match, and now I heard Lexi Thompson and Rose Zhang are going to be in the next match telecast. It's asking me, is golf a TV sport? Because I haven't seen. I mean, we love the majors because of what's on the line, because of the players that are playing, what's on the line, the history, and it's just amazing to see those venues in those types of conditions. But is golf just not an entertaining TV sport? Because every time they have one of these, they're not any good. And I can go back and watch the old Shell Wonderful World of Golf and just enjoy it because it's showing golf shots, it's showing the course a little bit, it's 30 minutes, and it's over. I mean, like the Pinehurst or the Pine Valley one is epic. It's so good.
Yeah.
And I said during the broadcast of the Netflix thing on X, this doesn't need to be a live event. There's no reason for this to be live. They could have shot this. They could have shot this during the day, still had as much fun, still had all the humor.
There's a lot
still
of
had
fuck
fun.
ups too. A lot
Clip
of
it, cut it, put it out there, and make it a great, play it, before F1 starts, or just do something with it, because it was just really bad to watch.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think that's where the TGL comes in. I mean, golf is not the greatest live sport you can watch. Hockey is 100%. Shout out to VGK. But for those that are into golf, like, we enjoy watching it when it's coming down the stretch, and we want to see those dudes like make birdies in hard situations. And that's why PGA Championship and US Open is great, because we're watching those guys grinding because we know what they have to go through to get those. But I think Azinger. It's probably a good call. I mean, I know we've talked shit about Azinger a ton of times, and depending on who comes in to fill that seat, it could potentially get better. But I think TGL will breed a new PGA Tour fan into that world. So, I mean, we're obviously pushed back a year on the TGL situation, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to bring the more casual, more like newer gamified audience. Like everything is being gamified, right? So it's more of a gamified version of golf, and I think it could bring people into the PGA Tour. But it does start with announcing. Announcing can, like, Colt's great. Colt's really good. Um, I mean, I don't know, that might be it, but they just need to make it more entertaining somehow, and it could start with the announcers, and that might bring more people into viewing it.
Well, a lot of the comments on the post about Azinger not coming back were like, it's because golf doesn't need play by play. You know, you want to make it entertaining. Mic up or get a mic that can listen in on the caddy and the player conversation.
Yeah.
After the shots, listen what they're talking about as they're preparing for putts, as they're, any conversations between the players and the caddy, players and the fans, and any interactions, like Joe and I have been saying forever, showcase the course. Let's talk architecture. Let's talk design. Let's educate the people that are watching if they're not, and make it that part of the entertainment. During the second round at the turn of the leaders, we're going to break away and have this little, segment on this architect and his history and courses you can play that he's designed near you type stuff. And add some value.
Yeah. I mean, what other course has this architect that played this or designed this course that these guys are playing right now that is near you that you could go play? Like, you have to be able to relate it to the watcher somehow, relate it to, and Azinger's trash. Like, oh, this is a tough shot. Most times you're never going to pull this off. And then they fucking pull it off without any mission. Like,
he's so bad.
He was not very good. Like, I don't despise like Azinger, like, but those guys like repeat themselves too much, and you need to find a way to relate it to your audience. And that could be through course, that could be through talking about how you could play this place, that could be through a fucking bean and cheese burritos that's available at a taco shop that has a chain by your house, whatever the case might be. I'm just saying, you need to be able to relate to.
How long was that? It was what,
your viewer.
27 minutes it took to mention the bean and cheese. Okay.
Oh, I got some pinto beans fucking soaking downstairs. I'm on a mission to create the perfect at-home bean and cheese burrito. So
don't forget the Q.
Yeah, the Q. What Q?
BCQ.
You got to throw a Q ball in there.
No, the quesadilla.
Oh yeah, I still got to get that. But I did mention bean and cheese burritos on Golf at the Park, so
wouldn't have expected anything less from you.
Yeah, there's a little nugget in there, a little Easter egg if you can find it.
Dad, I'm gonna have to, during the edit of this, I'm just gonna have to go back and show his face a couple times because you just look mad.
Me?
You just look like you're having a bad night.
Oh no, I'm good.
You're like, guys are talking about F1 shit I didn't watch. What the hell am I doing here?
Nah, we're good. We're good. But yeah, I'm good.
What's your thoughts on television golf? Are they trying too hard to make it something that it's not?
We're Nish and Chris, two very amateur golfers on a quest to play the top 100 courses in the UK and Ireland, after Chris set this challenge on a drunken Saturday night in my kitchen. Join us on our frequently humorous journey of a lifetime as we grapple with the logistical and financial challenge of playing some of the best courses in the world, as well as grappling with our games, because let's face it, it's never just about playing. Sometimes the score matters too. Listen to the Top 110 Golf Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I just think it's just kind of like boring for a lot of people, because, you still have the guys that sit there and talk like this and whisper into the microphone, and it's like, the hell do you have to be quiet for? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think that there needs to be something new implemented. I like your guys' idea on the architecture and the design, talking about that, talking the player caddy relationship a little bit more, because when they do catch that on air, that's
so
yeah,
good.
it's so much better.
Yeah.
But yeah, something's got to give, and maybe that's I honestly feel too like this whole Azinger thing. Like I think a lot of people I think the network just realized that it's trash. So
There was a lot of people trash
yeah,
talking
and
Azinger this
there
last
have
season.
been for a couple of years now, and
Yeah.
I think they just finally saw the writing on the wall and heard all the complaints, and it's like, all right, let's just can this, get somebody else there. But yeah, I think that just maybe a mix, getting a little bit of these older announcers out, maybe getting some younger blood in there, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, something's got to
Like,
give,
let's see
because
some.
it's like you said, Joe, it's definitely not really fun to watch. There's not really a whole lot of
Yeah, I mean, I
excitement.
love watching golf, but it's not quite. They don't need to get to the live situation. They need to find like this middle between there somewhere. And I don't know where that ecosystem lives, but they got to find somewhere in between where there is a world that has yet to be discovered that we need to live in. And I mean, I think it'd be great if they just fucking brought Anthony Kim in to announce or some shit, someone to jazz up the
They
situation.
could do that. Also, too, I thought golf was great when like Faraday was announcing for PGA, Gary McCord was announcing.
Mhm.
The little bit of
Those
Yeah,
guys-
Faraday was a
the
big
little bit of
loss.
comic
Was a big loss
relief
for
that those
PGA.
guys provided.
Yeah, they
Totally.
were players that had golf humor.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has golf humor that's going to come in off the street. Colt will have it, Smiley Kaufman will have it, but I mean, they're not humor guy. Well, maybe Colt is a little bit, but that's what was amazing about McCord and Faraday, because they knew when shit was like, this is special, what's going on right now. Either as comic relief or as this is an incredible what's getting ready to take place.
Yeah.
So here's an idea that I haven't put a lot of thought in, so it might just be stupid, but it almost feels like, so kind of going back to F1, it's like it's a ton of buildup for like a short period of time, and there's just so much for that hour and a half that race is going for. It's like you can't stop watching. I feel like golf sometimes it's just too long. Like, who wants to watch 4 rounds of the Sanderson Farms event?
Yeah.
Why don't let's limit the Thursday, Friday, except for majors and the bigger events, and let's just show it on the weekend. Let's just put it on the Golf Channel. Let's show the national TV for the weekend, where we've got some drama leading into the weekend. We've got the cut is already made. There's some stories of people needing to make the, whatever. I just feel like it's like, I probably watch like 10 tournaments a year, and 4 of those are majors, and maybe not even 10, because it's just,
I feel that. It's like golf is like, I don't like watching basketball because anything can happen in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't enjoy watching basketball. But in the same facet, like anything can fucking happen in your golf game. So it's like 4 days is kind of cool, but it kind of drags it out. So I get that. But like literally someone could shoot a 59 one day, and come
Almost
back to
happened
win.
yesterday.
Exactly. And it's like, that's what's tough, because golf is like an any given day sport. And it's not an any given Sunday sport like football. It's an any given day sport. Like, I know you guys have witnessed that, where you can go shoot an 85 and then a 69 one day, it's tough because golf is like that. It's just like ever changing. And it's like, if you vibe that day, you vibe that day. And I think that is why it requires 4 days, but it's tough because most viewers are not going to want to watch for that long unless it's the Masters or a major.
I think they're just trying too hard to make it something it's not. They want it to be this. The money. I mean, they see the money the NFL is getting on their TV contracts, and it's it's just so appealing to try to make it something. And it's just golf. Let's just show golfers golfing on a golf course, and
Yeah.
let's stick to that.
I mean, golf's been around for longer than football, right? Longer than basketball, longer than baseball too, right?
yeah, yeah.
Longer than hockey. I mean, it
Well,
survived
don't tell
this
that to the
long.
Canadians.
Well, it is what it is, but it's been around a long time, and I don't think you have to do any drastic changes. I don't think you have to change the format or anything like that. Maybe some more match play, make it a little more interesting. I don't
Do you know
think
what?
you need to create.
Something that Golf Channel used to do on Wednesdays that I really loved was On the Range. They'd have an hour episode where they'd have the range, and they were showing the guys warming up. They'd have interviews, and gear talk, and I thought it was really good, and they shit canned that. I had no idea why.
Yeah.
Well, they also got rid of Big
I don't-
Break, and that was fun TV too.
I don't think they need to do anything drastic. I think they just need to make the commentating a little bit more appealing, and I think it'll be fine.
Shut up
you got to
and,
change.
and let him hit the golf shots.
Let them hit the golf shots. We want to see more in this day and age of social media and Netflix and all that. Like, we want to see more in-depth conversations of the players, create more of a reality show out of it, if you will. Mic those guys up, get closer to those guys, understand what they're thinking. And a few of the players have done a really good job at that. Like Max Homa, I think Ricky put the AirPods in, telling the announcers what's going on in their head about the next shot. I think more of that could do well, but I don't think you need to drastically change it. You just need to make it more appealing to a younger audience, or not even necessarily that. Like, get Azinger out of there, which is probably a good move. Find people that are interesting to talk about it, and find new ways to talk about it, and is what it is. I'm going to be watching, but make it just a little more entertaining, not just a sport that people want to fall asleep to and take an afternoon nap to.
Stems Golf chiming in. Thursday, Friday, the pros pair up with a 10 handicap, play worst ball. Solo pro goes into the weekend with a score from Thursday, Friday. That would be hilarious. Hey, and Kevin, I think I'm going to need you to expand on this. I don't get the fascination of shadow! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Is that you don't get that why people are fascinated with it, or that it's a $1,200 course that people are playing? I need to elaborate on that for me. I'm curious.
Is it the price, or is it the course?
I mean, no golf course is worth $1,200. We're all in agreement there. I mean, that's absolutely insane. It sucks, but
unless
hey,
you're dying, and there's only one spot in Bannon and price inflated. Like, this is my last round ever. Maybe $1,200 a Bannon.
Okay, he said, I guess both. So do you like the course, or do you just think it's an overpriced, overrated place?
Yeah.
Curious about that. Okay. Where was I going to go from there? Oh, shit, I don't remember. Oh, TGL. Yeah, the indoor or stadium thing that Tiger was doing with Rory and everybody. Joe, you're kind of in somewhat of the space of setup and tear down, and as far as audio and stuff goes, I know Mike posted something today saying that he thought it was odd that it was going to take a year. I thought it was odd, but I think it's more about if they get it up and going in the time frame and then do it, then you're talking major season, and it's just not conducive to the players doing it.
I talked to Mike briefly about this earlier. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like a very crazy setup of the venue itself, but from my understanding is the hub is going to be in West Palm Beach, right? Because that's where most of these guys live for the first part. And I don't know. I haven't read that much into it, but I think that if it gets off the ground, then they would start traveling to LA, Boston, or whatever, and playing in the hometowns of the teams. I think Dan brought up a great thought in our text chat earlier. I think it does have more to do with the TV scheduling and Masters season and all that, because they might not be able to get it up until, maybe they can complete it by February or March. Mm-hmm. But at that point, it's like, it's it's time for Masters. And how long is the TGL going to take? I think, did we read somewhere 8 weeks, to go through that TGL season or something like that?
Yeah.
Got to be at least that. So I think it just does not fit in the scope of the golf schedule itself to where they can execute it starting in January, starting it later than January. It's supposed to fit into this mold of, you do
The
this
Florida
first.
swing.
Exactly. Like, so I think it's obvious, and Dan was the smartest man in the room that threw this thought into my head. And that's got to be what it is, because they can get that tent back up sooner than that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because they built a fucking entire F1 racetrack in a year and with grandstands in Vegas. So
yeah,
it's possible. It just depends how bad you want to get it done. It's very possible, but I think that's the reason. TV contracts, TV scheduling, golf schedule,
Personal
and it just
schedules.
makes more sense. Makes more sense for them to just push it a year and make sure it fits in that timeline to where it can be as successful as they want it to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think it sucks that it's not going to happen, but hey, shit happens. What are you going to do? So we'll have to wait for another year, and I'm sure all the marketing plans and programs that were about to go into effect have come to a screeching halt. So maybe they can convince Rom to come back in the next year. We shall see. All right, Kevin says he thinks it's overrated and priced so high, the number one course. Yeah,
he's also played it 4 or 5 times, he said. So
yeah, I've played it once and walked the grounds a bunch. Played so high twice and walked the grounds a bunch. It's just different. It's not a public course. It's not.
I think it's like an experience thing, and it's an exclusivity thing. It's like, if you've never played it, you might pay that price tag, but if you've played it and experienced it, unless that's your cup of tea, then you might do it again. I mean, is it a every Saturday round or twice a month round? No, but we're trying to check golf courses off. So, but it's,
if you guys
most courses
came to me and
that.
said, hey, we got a 4-ball at Shadow. Do you want to go? I would be like, man, knowing how much it is. I mean, I would want to go.
How much would you pay? How much would you pay since you've played it before?
I don't know.
What's depends on who the 4-ball is.
Yeah,
like
well,
us three. Hey, Matt,
guys,
me, Jeremy,
I was trying
and Dan.
to tell you.
Yeah.
So
okay.
do you want to chill?
Who's playing? I'm just letting you know who's playing. It's us three, and then
like if you guys called up and said, "Hey, we got a 4-ball. You want to join us?" I would want to go to play it with you guys, to be there, to have the good time. But man, it would be a tough call to fork over that much. And I played it back in 2014, so I wasn't a great golfer back then, and I mean, it was a very tough course for me. But I'm curious, having mildly better golfing skills than I did back then to now, see how well I would do around it. God, man, that's a lot of money. That's a
like if you could,
trip.
If you could play with 3 of your children, 3 of your children, us 3 childs of yours.
I got 5 kids now.
Yeah, no, 3. You got 3 right here. What would your top dollar be to play it with your 3 children friends?
I don't know. Like I said, I would want to go. That's the thing. I would want to go. I just don't know. I just don't know if I do. I just don't know.
500?
I mean, for 5, if we could get on there for 500, I would do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
750? Okay, so 700, you're in. 650, 6. I'm just trying to understand where your limit is. Like,
what if your biological children wanted to go with you?
Yeah,
they wouldn't.
But if they're like, "Hey, Dad, I've been secretly playing golf
right
behind your back. I've shot 37 under for the past few weeks, and I want you to play Shadow with me."
37 under. Hey, I'm not going to Shadow if my kid's shooting 37 under. She's gonna whoop my ass. Embarrass me. No.
I think 5, maybe 600 is like a reasonable price for that place, and it doesn't make sense that Win is like around that 550 range. So if Win's sitting at 550, I mean 600 makes sense at Shadow to me, but still it's tough. Like if I've never played it before and I got the invite, I would pay 600. I'd just throw the MX down and just do it to get it checked off. I mean 1200 is just fucking crazy.
That's
Plumber's doing that every fucking Wednesday.
Well, Plumber's making
Yeah.
different people money. He's got a different class of people he hangs out with.
Kevin said 500. I think that's very reasonable to play golf at a exclusive course. I might be wrong, but I think anything over 500, you have to question where you live in life,
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Tiger announces he's going to play at Hero. Of course, the world is abuzz now. Tiger's back in the news. Tiger's playing golf again. Expectations, none, some. Dan, what do you think?
I think he'll be okay. Like the last few years, Tiger's gonna probably make a few cuts, miss a few cuts, playing most of the majors, but that's it. He's gonna be in a limited schedule. I think in this event though, I think he'll be all right. I think he's gonna make the cut. I just don't think he'll be around the first page.
Is there a cut or is there no cut?
I don't think there's a cut.
There's only 30.
There's no cut.
Yeah.
Only like 30
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
So he made the cut. So Dan's
I
right.
guess.
Already
but
made
Dan
the
called
I
it.
don't think he'll contend then.
Smartest man in the room.
I'll go ahead and say that. No cut. He's not going to contend.
Have you seen any of the
when is
pictures?
Hero? When is it?
Next weekend. So a week from this weekend.
So he might be just
30th or something.
trying to get his groove, like starting the groove for the
PNC.
Masters.
Week
After
after.
I think PNC is going to be good.
Which
this
is
year,
now not called PNC. It's the Grant Thornton Invitational, isn't it?
Oh, great.
When did that change?
I don't know.
Was it Grant Thornton
When-
last year?
When
don't
banks
think
started
so.
buying banks.
Yeah.
Started biting me. Oh, too funny. Yeah, have you guys seen some of the pictures where he's standing there and his right leg, like bends the wrong way? It doesn't. It's freaky.
Dude, he's lucky to have it.
I know.
True.
I don't necessarily know if that's
It
his.
probably should have been cut off. He just said, here's
kangaroo.
300 million. Find me a leg.
Right?
Put me a leg on here.
It's a cyborg, man. I'm telling you.
Someone went down to fucking Barn Bogle and cut a kangaroo leg off and just infused it with Tiger's body. That's why it bends the opposite way. Don't kangaroo fucking legs bend the opposite way?
Hey, Tiger, your premium does not cover leg replacement, but in Mexico,
got like flamingo legs.
You got some fucking jamon.
It's a chupacabra leg on there.
Jamon way. You want to slice him Iberico jamon way?
Oh, so hey, glad he's back. Absolutely, that will move the needle. That will get some,
Totally.
television ratings.
Yeah.
And throw a little spice into the golf, and we'll see what happens. So
happy to welcome him back. I can't wait to see him play golf.
Sorry, one thing real fast. That was a total rat fart. It is still the PNC, and it's the 14th through 17th of December.
Is the Grant Thornton the men and women
else.
thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Probably some fucking Corn Ferry tour.
The Grant Thornton,
sponsorship.
isn't that
New,
like that?
so there's
isn't that
no
the-
history.
Isn't that the? It's a new event. Oh,
There it is. Caddyshack was on the other day. Got it. Wow. Okay. All right.
Good movie.
Yeah. Don't get me going on a movie rant right now. All right. So, Joe, you were out at Prim.
I was.
And we've been seeing reports. We went out there and played not too long ago, and it was dramatically better than what we played it in July or June, whatever it was. So let's hear it. How was Prim?
When were we out there? I was trying to think
July.
of this.
July.
So yeah, pretty drastic.
Early July.
Improvement. So yeah, I was out there with the Trot Boys. Shout out Chris Torres, Kevin Nahani. Good times. Played with El Dan for the first time. I know he's a listener. It was cool to get around him with him for the first time. He's not as bad as a golfer as I thought he was.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, so Prim has drastically improved. It is, I think that place is going to be amazing this next spring. I think it's going to be incredible. Greens, like, I know I sent you guys the picture of 5 green, which it was
Remarkable.
it was all dirt.
We need to post pictures side by side so people can see the difference.
Do you have one from the original? I probably have it somewhere, but I don't know.
See.
But yeah, I mean, there was grass on the greens, and if there was not perfect grass, they have patched it and it's growing in. There's just, some, bombshell markers on the edges, but man, it's very different. It was in really, like, I mean, we're on a scale where we played it in July and it was shit. So it's really good. And I think it's going to be fantastic in spring. I think that well change, shout out Favalora for letting us know about the salt in the well. And I think it's made a huge difference. It's pretty damn good. And I know we all love Prim. It's a great layout, Lakes course. I hope to see that come alive in the desert course because I do love the desert course. Those green complexes are great, how they're built up and the bunkers. And so it still looks a little dry
on
out.
that desert side.
Yeah. It looks a little dry out on that side still, but had a really good time. It was windy as
oh, man, it was windy.
But man, it was like a dust storm and everybody's pissed off. 15 was closed, but thankfully it was everybody going to California instead of our way. But yeah, it was really windy, but it's looking pretty damn good. And it's totally worth. I think, what do they charge? Like $60 max? It's totally worth it.
Yeah, it's
totally worth it.
And we did get our March event booked there. So
yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic in spring. Some of those patches are going to grow in, and I think it's going to be really good in spring, and it's going to be hard to go anywhere else for a better price tag.
Oh, Mark's chiming in, says a friend who played it a few days after me said they're turning their attention to the desert course soon.
Yes.
Nice.
Awesome. Happy to hear that, Mark. What up, Mark? Good.
All right, hey, speaking of weather, let's get in Matty G here and talk about this weekend's weather.
What's going on, everybody? It's Matt Guntarg with Fox 5 on the Chasing Daylight podcast. Hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving week so far. Looking forward to Thanksgiving, celebrating with some family and friends, and hope you guys all have some great plans too and have a wonderful holiday. If you're going to be golfing this upcoming weekend, temperatures will be in the mid-50s for highs, and the morning lows will be right around 40 degrees. So we're getting closer to the 30s Saturday and Sunday morning. Going to be a very chilly start. It's going to be really the coolest weekend so far this season in the mid-50s. So dress appropriately, and if you're going out to golf, have a great round and hit them straight.
Shout out Matt Guntarg.
Yeah, golf hoodie season's officially set in.
Get your hitting green cities. Hey, I did send a text to Latch just to confirm. And he said, if you weren't watching live, you won the So High raffle, bro. He said, fuck yeah, I can't wait. So,
awesome.
I'm assuming he's in.
Nice. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun day. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, hey, let's see. Joe, let's see. Jeremy, did we talk about your driver yet? Did we that before?
No, we did not.
All right.
No, yeah.
All right. So you pulled the trigger.
Yeah, I finally
got a new big
driver.
Stick in the bag.
Yeah, TSR2, Titleist TSR2, which I've been playing the TSI3 since July of 2020, and I've loved it. And the verdict's still out on the new one, just because it doesn't feel that different, but I do know that it feels different. I mean, it's definitely Titleist isn't at the bottom of the list as far as distance and speed goes. I think there might even be the number one driver right now. The face is just super hot, which is very uncharacteristic for Titleist. So that's kind of exciting. Trey has the same driver. He loves it. It's been a while for him as well on the Titleist.
And didn't
Trey
Julian just switch too?
Yeah, Julian has the same thing. So
wow.
They're
Yeah.
So
both.
Trey and Julian got Titleist drivers now?
Yep.
Is Glenn rocking a Titleist as well? Is
I haven't
Paprika
heard-
Way
I
a
haven't
full
heard.
convert?
Glenn's still
I don't
stealth
think
too.
so. Yeah. But
Jeez.
it's definitely it's different than the TSI. I mean, it's an improvement for sure as far as feel goes, but still trying to get used to it. It's a little bit different shape, a little bigger looking down at the ball, but it feels really good and it feels hot. So I'm excited. And I think I did gain some distance too. I mean, I don't hit it anywhere
that's
near
all you
Trey
need.
and Julian, but I was definitely
Not many
closer
do.
than I usually am.
What was that, Dan?
Not many do.
Yeah, not many
Yeah.
do.
No.
Oh, how was Coyote?
Coyote's really good. I don't know, Dan. You played it recently. There, they filled up the bunkers with sand, and it's like
They did, yeah. They did.
yeah. So you know how sometimes you could see some of that cloth underneath showing it. You can't see that at all. It's almost
nice.
some of the bunkers. It's too much sand, so it's really different than what you're used to. I mean, their bunkers have never been bad. It's just there is so much sand. I think they could probably disperse that across the valley and fill up some of the courses with it, but course is in great shape. Greens were really good, except, it's just there's a lot of ball marks. Most of them are fixed. So the greens were a little bit rough, but still rolling okay. Kicked my butt as usual. The drive out there, you're excited. You're going to play well. Drive home's a little
Depressed on the way
different
home.
usually. Yeah. But it's always a good time to get out there.
That's funny. Hey, so I don't know if you heard this. Mike Tice was telling me he played Chimera on Saturday. They took the way it's routed now. 1 goes down the driving range, 2 is a par 5, and then 3 the hole after that. They put a water feature there. There's instead
On
of
3?
yeah. It was he said it was 3 or he said 4, which 4 I didn't make any sense, but he said the short par 4 where there's the rocks that separate the green from the fairway in the desert. He says they made that a lake.
Interesting.
Is that the one where you hit just like a 3-iron or 4-iron off the tee and then hit a little wedge in?
Yeah.
That's all water now?
Yeah. Yeah, at the end after the fairway.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully they didn't spend any money on that, because they should probably put that into like a real clubhouse.
We can add some walls to the trailer or
I can
build a
touch the
pond
ceiling.
on 3.
Yeah, I can touch the ceiling, but let's put some water on number 3.
I'm surprised the HOA there allows them to have double wides in
yeah, right.
in the community.
I don't know how they're
Your
getting away with
doors
that.
are red, but you're okay with the
Yeah.
I like that
double
they have the Game King machines in the bar there. It's like a legit casino.
Yeah, because if you live out that way, you fucking have to drive a long way to get
good
some
pizza
money in
comes out of
slot.
that spot.
I still have yet to try it, but I want
good
to.
pizza.
They have good pizza.
Shout
at
out Slice
Chimera?
19. I've heard good things.
Yeah,
Really?
Slice 19, man. It's good pie. They used to have the drone delivery.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's
did, yeah.
right. Yep.
Deliver your food on the first hole when there was the old routing. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that, and let's see. Okay, so Joe, you got some new iron shafts, same
I
heads, new grips and irons. You went to steel away from graphite.
I did.
This is the first time ever playing steel, or have you played steel in the past?
First time like actually playing steel, yeah. I've hit balls with steel shafts, but never played steel shafts. So they were built by the master club builder himself. Hopefully these ferrules don't spin, but
There's more epoxy in those ferrules than
I've-
in the heads.
I've yet to see the spinning, so I might have lost a little speed. But yeah, so far so good. Obviously very different. They are a half an inch shorter, and I was catching them a little thin for the most part. But I've been to the range twice with them before I played out at Prim, and I think I might have lost just a couple yards of distance. Nothing crazy, but we'll see. It's going to take some time. It's definitely I definitely got to get in the groove. We'll find it eventually, and yeah, they feel good. Obviously needed something stiffer, and they feel stiffer. So we'll find it at some point. I'm sure.
So,
I had a really good shot at it. Prim, where I was like, okay, these might work.
so as a sole golfer, does it concern you that you're thinking about gear right now?
No, not at all. No,
No,
no.
like you got to get dialed. You need to spend some time with them. You got to get used to them. That's kind of not the
Well,
sole golfer mantra.
it's like if you got a new house, right? Like you want to go to your new house to see what it's like. I mean, I just visited my shafts for a little bit of range time. I mean, or if you got a new car, you want to drive around the block a couple times. I mean, it doesn't make you a fucking serious F1 driver if you got a new car.
You know
You know
what?
what I'm
I think
saying?
Yeah,
putting
but-
shafts in your old heads is so soul golfer. It's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the ultimate thing a soul golfer could do equipment wise.
No, I couldn't find hickories in time.
Yeah.
well, I picked them up. I was like, damn, these look more beat up than they used to. Maybe I should have got new heads, but
Well, it's because I took 15 layers of dirt off each iron. My God.
Well, then how did they look more beat up?
Because you could see all the dents now. They were covered in dirt.
Yeah, for those that don't know,
Joe's
I
like,
don't really clean my clubs very often.
I didn't know my clubs had these grooves down here on the bottom. That's really, what did you do?
I do clean my
Got all the dirt out of
I
them.
do clean my lob wedge often, but
Oh.
for the rest of them, it's it's character. You're
Oh.
building the story and the groove.
Soul golfers don't
like an
give a
age-
shit about grooves.
It's like a seasoned pan.
Yeah, there's probably some banded dirt in there.
That's
you
probably
know?
why he played bad.
Some chambers mud.
There's there's some chambers, little banded, little tobacco road up in them grooves.
You exposed too much of
Southern
my club
pines.
face. I was putting too much spin on the ball.
Yeah. No, it doesn't bother me at all, man. It is what it is. I mean, hit a good shot, make me feel good. Hit a bad shot, make me feel bad. Not much more to it. Fucking Flintstones vibes up in here.
All right. So last thing, because we don't have a PGA Tour event this weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's listening in live. Hope you have a great holiday weekend. I don't think there's any golf on, right? They don't have a celebrity or
I
something.
doubt
Everything's
it.
pretty much wrapped up. DP Tour's wrapped up, Liv's wrapped up, LPGA's wrapped up, Corn Ferry's wrapped up, PGA Tour's wrapped up. So this is definitely the dead golf season for professional golf.
Hey, speaking of dead golf, go hit up the True Black Friday sale.
Oh yeah, dead guy. Get some dead guy. All right, so let's do this. Can you guys guess which putter I played Sunday?
Ricky Johnson.
That was such a
No,
good
yes.
guess.
Yeah.
The Scotty Cameron from Roars.
No, that's on a shelf.
No, the Chasing Daylight's on the shelf. Scotty's
Did you
still
play the Olsen
in
putter?
rotation.
The long neck?
I did.
I thought that was on the shelf.
No, the Olsen
The
Vegas
Vegas
putters on the
putter.
shelf.
Hmm.
That's those two right there. There's only two on the shelf.
Which one are you going to play next week?
What shaft is in that one?
We will play this again next week. Oh, in which one? The
In the
Olsen?
long neck, yeah.
Yeah, that's the UST Mamiya all graphite, which probably gonna put an LAGP in that because so found out that there was an installer error when I put that Soho shaft on the GT Max that was causing that noise. It must have got sideways a little bit, but there wasn't either enough epoxy in it or it was just at an angle. So the nub of the putter, the hosel, was making contact with the side of the shaft too much. And so I took it apart and re-epoxied it, and it's really good now. So kudos to LAGP on that shaft because it's really well done. But yeah, I did a little testing in the backyard because one of the things that I've been struggling with in my putting is like from 7 to 3 feet, that range. I miss too many short putts like
I thought
that.
you were going to say the thing that you've been struggling with on your putting is putters.
No.
Oh.
Hey,
Picking a putter.
Doc sent me an article today about Ryan Moore that his son picked out his putter. And in the article, he was talking about, yeah, we had 3 or 4 that we were just considering for the weekend. And I'm like, my guy right there.
So let me ask you this.
Don't just have one.
Let me ask you
just
this.
Have
you're pretty high in touting that ping putter for the last 2 weeks. Pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What made you switch it up?
So the 10-foot putt I have in my backyard, it breaks, and you can not hit your line and it'll curve back in if the speed's right. If you hit it too fast or whatever, but the green rolls really fast. So it's not hard to make a lot of putts from 10 feet. But the 5-foot putt is dead straight. And so I went out in the backyard and I took the Ricky Johnson, the GT Max, the Ping, and the Olsen, and I hit 10 putts from 5 feet, and then went down to the next putter, 10 putts from 5 feet, 10 putts from 5, and I just kept all the stats on what I did, and I was 20 for 20 with the Olsen. And
yeah, I got. There's a couple comments. First of all, Dolan Wood says, "Miss you, Jeremy." Shout out, Dolan.
I miss you too,
and
man.
Then Rob Chapman says, "It's always the putter, not the putter."
No, not the puttee.
Well,
it's always the putter, not the
that,
putter. Doesn't make any sense, Joe.
But it's more of a no. It is the putter. The putter. It's not the putter. You're putting. You're the putter. I think putter, not the putter. It's the putter. Is it better? It's like a mystical galaxy. Like it's a conundrum. I think.
No, so
I hope that's what he meant because I think that would be much cooler.
Greenlee chiming in that he's also on the Titleist driver train. Did you finally get your YouTube to work? Looky there. I'm proud of you.
Hey, shout out Greenlee. He's going back on the bag. Let's go, bro.
Yeah.
Rooting for you.
Congrats to him. That's awesome.
He looping for?
Q School.
What's your player's name? I can never remember.
Eric Greenlee. Eric Greenlee's player is Eric Greenlee. I would love to see Eric Greenlee on tour.
No, the ping putt. I played the ping putter at Boulder Creek or Boulder Muni, and I rolled it really good. But again, I missed some short putts, and it really aggravated me. And putting is not a problem with my game. My issue right now is hitting greens. My green and regulation percentage is terrible right now. And putting is not an issue that like I'm.
So if you're missing greens, it's probably your chipping.
What?
Because you gotta hit greens. If you don't hit greens, you gotta chip well.
Yeah, I know.
You get your score, yeah.
Yeah, and I chip well. That's why I only had 25 putts yesterday. Because I'm missing the greens and chipping it close. No, my chipping is okay. I had a couple issues at
we're trying to figure out why you changed your putter.
I'm just trying to find something that I love.
I don't know if you'll ever find it.
I know.
I don't think so either.
I know.
I don't know if you ever will.
Hey, this is it.
But I don't think you'll ever get extremely good at putting with different putters.
Matt will never be married to a putter.
And
never putting a ring on
okay.
it.
I'm fine with that. I've got a closet full of putters that I like all of them for different reasons. And right now, the one that
Just
is in the
sounding
bag.
like a putter whore. Like
Yep, exactly.
putter
yeah, man
I
whore
got-
for putters.
I got my bitches in the back.
Yep.
I'm gonna use this one until she's
This is my
horrible, and
main
then I'll get the
bitch.
next one.
This is my side bitch. My backup bitch.
Oh man.
Yeah, read Rob's notes so you can clarify for yourself.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
well,
I
alright.
I like the thing is I have too many putters that I like. That's the problem. You know, if I had one putter, I would, I probably wouldn't be messing around with this. But I spent some time working with Ricky Johnson and learned a lot about putters, and talking with Roars, learned a lot about putters, and the time that I worked with Logan Olson, and just I have a fascination with the flat sticks, and
Think you need to sell some.
I like.
Just get them out of your life
Well,
forever.
So
Hey, I saw on a Facebook post today in the Logan Olson group that somebody has a early edition Cody James. It's his 6th putter he ever made, because he stamps his putters with the number that it is, and it's 006. And I was like, oh, I said that's a nice find. And so he sends me a message. He's like, "Are you interested?" And I'm like, he wants $700 for it, and it's a great looking stick. And I was like, I said, man, anything that I have, I either want way too much or it's not even close to enough. He's like, well, how much would you offer? I said, no, $700 is a great price. You should be able to get that if anybody knows what they're getting.
You see, Olson finally decided to come out of his cave or whatever the hell he was at.
Yep.
I did see that, yeah.
I got some insider information that
Ooh.
I am not allowed to dispel, but as soon as I get the word that I can, I will.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
It's looking like a fucking disco ball putter. Mosaic ass tile looking thing. But I'm curious. I'm really
that kid
curious.
is wildly talented. So
He very much is.
Matt,
Yeah.
let's go back to your putting.
Okay.
I just want to I want to understand. Not because I don't blame you. If I have several putters.
One in the closet specifically that's nobody's ever seen. But.
True.
It's in my closet.
It's mysterious. Actually, it's in my house. I just found it the other day.
Oh, did I give it back to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just curious. Like, I don't, no judgment at all, because like
none taken.
You totally want to try all your stuff, but do you think? I mean, are you trying different putters to see if that will make you a better putter, or you're just trying putters because you love trying putters?
Well, I want to be better, obviously. And I was talking with Marcus, and he was asking me, what's your miss and what's your putts per round and blah blah blah, putts per green regulation, and he goes, dude, putting is not your problem. Why are you so focused on your putting? And I said, it's not that I'm focused on my putting. I just, I've got a putting green in the backyard. I love going out there. It's like mental therapy for me to go out in the backyard and just putt. I have, over the past couple of years, have had an issue with, short makeable putts that should be no brainers that I struggle with, and I know a lot of it is my takeaway and inconsistency with striking the ball. And so the GT Max I thought was a good option because it's adjustable and because you can tinker with it to try and dial it in to assist with that area that I was lacking in. So that's why I went to that. And then it's a mallet, and I don't hate a mallet, but I don't love a mallet. I love looking down at a blade. I love the uniqueness of a long neck. It's a very stunning putter for me to look at visually. I love looking down at it. And it's sick. He did such a good job on that thing. And it feels fantastic, but there's issues. It's too light. So I got to manipulate it a little bit. The ping putter, I'm having a problem with that. It's too light. So, I had to put a lot of lead tape on that, trying to get the swing weight up. The Ricky Johnson putter is E7 on the scale. It's a fucking tank, but it rolls the ball really good, but it's so hard to control it because it's so heavy. The Odyssey putter I have, it feels really good, but I just, I don't look down at that and love it. And with Olson, I look down at it and love it. and I putt pretty well with it. So
That particular model, right? The long neck. That's
yeah,
your favorite putter.
Yeah, the Vegas one. I put it on the shelf because I just could not get anything to work with that.
It'll
And
be
then,
in the bag soon.
No, it's
No.
I'm seriously thinking about
you should
wrapping them in
seriously
acrylic.
You should just keep that putter in your bag, whether you have a shit putting round,
Yep.
the worst putting round of your life, or the best. Don't take it out.
Yeah.
And
Well, hey, I kept the ping
at
putter
all.
in the bag after rolling 40 out at Boulder City. So, it's not like.
But you don't really like the ping putter. You like the Olsen long neck. So
Right.
that's the putter you
Yes.
keep in your bag no matter
Sell
what.
the rest.
Yes.
So
Yes.
the rest.
Take the shafts off the rest. Give
Yep.
the
I
heads
was-
to Joe. We'll lock them up in a storage unit.
Yeah.
Just seriously, just keep that putter in your bag,
Yeah.
and you'll get
and you'll find it. And you'll find it.
I'm not looking for it. I'm
You're
not
looking for something. What are you looking for?
The thing about switching putters, though, is since putting is like a pure feel, every putter is going to feel different. And not only that, like the biggest thing, like for me, is looking down at it. I have to, if I'm in love with a putter, I'm going to putt so good with it. And that's how I feel about my putter. But it's, if you're looking down at something different every couple of weeks and it's not the thing that you love looking down at, you're not going to putt well with it long term. You're not going to have confidence in it. So
that's
keep
why
the
the
long neck
TaylorMade-
in there.
That's why the TaylorMade's not in the bag.
Greenlee said he's used the same putter since 2010. And this is kind of going to a situation I had at Prim this weekend. I told El Day, and I was like, I really want a long neck. And he's like, why? I was like, because I just want one. And I was like, I probably would never use it because I love this strokes game putter from Wars. I'm probably never going to use it. Just like I have the Olsen putter over here, right there, which I love, right? But it just doesn't vibe with me. So I know it sits there, and I use it in the den occasionally. But my putter that I have, I love looking down at it. I love putting with it. It doesn't matter if I have 50 putts or 18 putts. I love playing that putter. So that's the one I use, and it's fucking beat to shit and it needs to be restored. But that's my putter, man. That's what I putt with.
Okay, so go ahead, Dan. Rob said this is a putter intervention and he's loving it. So go ahead.
I was going to say this to you, Joe. Have you ever thought about, if you're going to get it restored, having somebody just weld a long neck on it?
I have. So here's my thing is I do want to get it refinished, but I don't want to send it out because that's my putter.
Okay.
And that might be like a grounding moment to wear that, because I know it's my putter. I don't want to leave it for 2 weeks and have it shipped out. I don't want to lose it. I don't want someone to send it back to me. I don't want to be without it for a week of playing golf. So that's my shit. So let it get beat up. I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to.
But you got
send
a putter back there that you love.
Yeah, like I love the look of it. I love putting with it in my den, but I don't love playing with it.
So here's the thing. You say that all that stuff about your putter, that you love it, you love looking down at it, you love the way it feels, everything, right? So if you had 5 that you felt that way about,
they would probably never ever get a chance because I'm not putting one in a bag longer than a round, and I would always go back to the one I have currently, probably. Because that's my putter, man. It's my soulmate.
Is
Soul
Roars
golf.
ever going to make putters ever again?
yes.
He might, yeah.
Then maybe he can make you a replica. Exact replica.
Well, yeah.
I feel like once you have your putter, though, or any club, like you can buy a duplicate of it. It's not going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like that especially with a putter.
I was just looking at this. I was gonna say,
Or more my 5-wood. It's hard
that
to get
wasn't
the fucking 5-wood out the
a
bag.
one piece. Come on, camera, focus. If that wasn't a one piece, I would maybe have Roars put that in there, but it's a one piece. So
Yeah. Greenlee said the longest I've ever been out with that putter is when I sent it out to him to get the BGT shaft put in.
See, you did
And that was like when I first got it though.
You guys have separation anxiety.
That could be it, but hey, I don't give a shit if I do 40 putts or, like I said, 3 putts. That means I'm chipping in all day, but
It's got to be with that putter.
Yeah, that's my thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Get it?
And I could give 2 shits if I have 60 putts. That's my stick.
Oh, you should give 2 shits if you have 60 putts. Something's wrong.
You might have
You should care.
You might have had 2 shits and he had 60 putts.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you just blame it on the grass or the greens or whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
Oh,
I have a feeling that you're going to keep that putter in the bag for a while. I really want to. I want to see that putter in the bag.
Yeah, it's like rusted and the fucking fading and shit.
You're gonna hand it down to Theo.
Yeah. That was the whole point. It's got his initials on it. It's got his birth date on it. So
it's going to happen. He's going to reach 18. You're going to hand it to him.
It's gonna be all fucking crusty as shit.
And then he's gonna,
what the hell is this trash?
You're gonna come. You're gonna go and find it in the garbage can. It's gonna break your heart.
He's gonna pawn it for video games.
Yeah.
I was hungry, Dad. I needed a B&C.
Dad, I had a 6-pack of this craft beer. I got rid of your putter.
You believe they gave me $20 for that?
Man, Dolan just asked. He said, "Soul golfer?" ?
Oh my goodness! Go pick up.
Hey, Dolan's played with Joe before.
He has, yeah.
But I think that might have been pre Soul Golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe had an awakening at Bandon.
The book will be out soon.
He cried on the golf course, and ever since then, his soul became a golfer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dallin was with me when I shot 62 with a bogey. He was there for that round.
Wow.
Damn, no bogeys for 62 for you.
No. 1 bogey 62.
1 bogey. Oh, hey, Dan, have you thought names you're considering for the Instagram rebranding?
Yeah, a couple, but we'll see.
Came up with some good ones that day, right?
Yeah, we did, and one of them is along those lines, Jeremy. I'll tell you after we kill the recording here.
Oh well, hey, we've gone an hour 20. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I will just say for Dolan, so I tried to define soul golfer on Golf at the Park podcast. It should be coming out soon, but I didn't do a very good job out of it. But
he's still writing his manuscript.
Yeah, if you listen to it, you'll get the vibe. I'll just say that.
Or your manifesto. Sorry, the Soul to Golfer's manifesto. It's still.
Does that mean you're about to die or something? Or is that just manifesto?
No, that's like the
your will.
bomber had a manifesto.
Yeah, he died.
Right. Well, you're gonna die eventually, so it'll be.
Hopefully, I don't have to write that for a while.
Soul Golfer's manifesto. How about the Soul Golfer manual? There you go. There you
go. That's better.
Still writing it.
Riding on 2 wheels on a skateboard.
Okay, again, everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you get in some Thanksgiving and some turkey golf. Joe, you go ahead, have the reins, wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. This was a fun one. I enjoyed myself this week, guys.
Guys.
Hey, you guys. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully get some golf in. It's going to be a long weekend. Shout out Prime, as Matt was pointing at that. But enjoy your turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy. Go hit Capriotti's if you don't have a family.
The Bobby.
You don't have a family.
But yeah, we're your family that's here every single week for your golfing needs or your shenanigans, whatever it may be. We'll see you next week, and hopefully get some golf in this weekend. And if you don't, make sure you get out there and chase some daylight into the fucking freeway or wherever it may be. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we'll see you Latch at So High coming up soon. Shout out the winner. Later.